You're live. All right, there you go. Congratulations.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
This is Hank Hamilton.
People are going to this tonight.
7 people. We are in Louisville, Kentucky at the National Farm Machinery Show. This is Hank Hamilton from Hamiltonville Farm. And if you haven't checked out his YouTube, tell us about your YouTube.
Long-time fans of Tractor Mike. Spend an evening with him. So.
Yeah, we've had a great time. We're here at the National Farm Machinery Show, and Hank told me, he said, if you want to go, Hank does live. You do live, and you pop up on my feed about the time I'm going to bed.
Yeah, sure.
And so I've tried going live a few times. I've done a few hangouts, and invariably I have problems. And Hank said, this is not
rocket science.
It's not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. No one is going to die. And so he said, you come to Louisville, I will get you live. Here we are.
There you go.
And you're the reason is a picture. We've got funky lights in the dirtiest computer camera in history. So
I look like I got a halo on me.
Hey, Tinker Tractor Welder Mechanic. Hey, y'all. And Stephen Rhodesian.
Yes,
Ringback. Ridgeback.
He's a really good he can fabricate stuff like you wouldn't believe, man. Like grapple stuff. And, I mean,
he doesn't live near me, does he? Bill Smith. Hi, Bill. Hi, Jimmy Harris.
Hey, listen, we've got 35 people watching. We only got 3 thumbs up. If we get more people to share this out and hit the thumbs up, then YouTube will promote it more. We'll have more people in here. So, good evening, Jeff from San Francisco.
San Francisco.
How about you, Brandon? Tinker Tractor Welder Mechanic. That hangs out with us. So good to see you, Brandon. So tonight we were supposed to have Tony's tractor adventure with us. His wife got the flu, and so unfortunately, you just have me tonight.
Well, Tyler is at the World Ag Expo in Tulare, and it's on my bucket list to go to Tulare, and it's always the same time as this. It's a big farm show. I want to compare the two. You've been to Moultrie, Georgia. You'd recommend that show? Yeah, but it's nicer than it is here.
Yeah.
But I've wanted for a long time to get a bunch of folks that have been to a lot of shows, and I've been to I've been Farm Progress, Husker Harvest Days, this show, and get all of us together to rate the shows. So there's a lot of shows you go to and they're totally farm. They got combines and big tractors, stuff like what we like, the little stuff they don't. So I want to read the comments.
He said, "Hey,
okay. There's Canopy Don McCoy. Yeah. Is that Don McCoy? Yeah, Don McCoy. Yeah, Don has got I've never seen anybody so committed to one product.
Yeah.
And
he's an expert at it. You know what I mean?
Makes good product. It's his baby, and it's good product. I like it. Okay.
Jimmy.
Where's Jimmy? Yeah. Oh, there it is. Batwing mowers, when they rated at 50 kilo horsepower. Oh, Jimmy. How accurate is that? He's wanting to know, you're wanting to put a batwing mower on a tractor, and if it's rated at 50 PTO horsepower, how accurate is that? And is that rating in short grass or what? Man, what a great question. I think I may go up to the Bush Hog / Land Pride / Woods / Frontier booth tomorrow. And I have never actually talked to someone that has told me how they rate those cutters. And common sense would kind of tell you that if they underrate them for horsepower needs, people are going to get them and then kill their tractor. And if they overrate them, nobody's going to buy them. The long and the short of it is I don't know the answer. I've always felt like that most manufacturers budget in a little bit of slope. So if they recommend a 50 horsepower tractor, if you've got hills, oh, a little feedback. You probably ought to add 5 horsepower or 10 horsepower on if you've got hills, and if you've got real steep hills, even more. So, and then what you're cutting, to me, the way they auto rate them is if it's rated for 2-inch material, that ought to be the rating to cut a field of 2-inch material on a slight to no slope. And then you want to probably add 5 or 10 horsepower. But I've always wanted to ask that question to an engineer. I don't know if we've got any engineers here. That's a great question. I'll try to ask how they rate brush hogs and rotary cutters for. I'm babbling.
There's a. This is a.
Oh, absolutely.
If you guys have never been up here, and it's our first year here, and we have seen so much stuff. It is unbelievable. I mean, there's so much equipment that I didn't even know existed out there.
Oh, yeah.
That they show, and of course, this is a place where a lot of manufacturers will do the new 2020 models and stuff like that. So you get to see a lot of prototypes and a lot of new models that haven't come out yet.
There's really 3 shows that are to me the big in what we do.
Yeah.
And Solari is one of them, and I've got to get to that show. And then your Moultrie show is a pretty big show, but the time of year they generally don't roll out. But it's considered a national show, and then this show. So where you can see the new stuff, and everybody's got some new models. I don't know what we do.
That's all right. I'm gonna.
I don't know that we've seen anything that will change our world, but I've got one more day to show you. Have you seen anything that would change your world?
No. Cody had a couple prototypes. Kubota had some new models out.
Deere's got some bigger tractors. Gosh, everybody I've talked to's got something different, and sometimes it's just kind of a decal change or a. Who made the Cabela's tractor brand? Oh man, this is what I hate about Livestream. I'm going to say TYM.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I'm going to go with that. I'll wager 50 on the board. Yeah, that's what I thought.
What's new in the
So I saw I don't know if it's new or just new to me, a grapple that was on a pallet fork. And in the center, it had a grapple. And it was showing it picking up like a wooden trunk of some sort. And so it was a pallet with a grapple on the top. And so that was pretty cool. I thought that's an interesting idea. And Steven, the Ridgeback 77, he can make how good of a fabricator he is. So
what's your take on the BCS 2-wheel tractor?
The BCS 2-wheel drive tractor. Did you say I made a moderator by chance? Yeah. So Gina, type in. Gina's gonna throw our link on here for
Jeff. Yeah. What is your take on BCS 2-wheel tractors? I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
You know what that is? Help us, Jeff.
Yeah.
BCS.
Yeah, Jeff, I'm not familiar with that.
BCS America. Can I Google it here on my computer?
Tractor.
Oh, it's a walk behind tractor.
Oh, no experience.
Yeah, I haven't seen any neither. So I'm got some people ask the questions.
They're more of a homesteading tractor, basically an oversized rototiller.
I have to check that out.
Ferrari brand of a 2-wheel walk.
Ferrari brand.
Right.
They have made tractors before. That I've never seen one, but.
Hey, Paul, I'm more home to so interesting. I'll have to look for him here.
You got kind of almost like a halo.
Well, that's
over it.
I'm like an angel. I'm almost angel.
You need to move just a little. There, I could.
Yeah, it's that light up.
Yeah. So can we build the? I don't get all snuggly with that's even worse.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm freaked out.
Y'all just gonna have to deal with y'all just.
You're all kind of pixely.
So
Hank's audio not so.
No, that's my accent. So,
It's your hearing, Don. It's your hearing, Don. Oh, Martin, those are tough. It's hard to, if it will fail and fail, it's easy to find when it's sporadic like that. You've probably got a dead short somewhere and you just hit a bump just right and boom.
That's crazy because So yeah, ours, Chris, our signal's not as good as we would like for it to be. So
Allison said that might start off the stream saying, "How about you?"
how about you? No, I didn't get them to say how about you. That's the catchphrase right now. So,
It's patented. I'm not allowed to.
There's John Ritter. See John.
Injunction against that.
Yeah. So he would have to pay me my copyright.
Any tractor emissions changes? That's a good question. Don't think so. At some point, I was kind of on top of that when I was in the dealership world, and then I got into the YouTube world. It kind of all went away. But Tier 5 has got to be somewhere on down the road, but I don't know. There's some guys here, some engineering guys from a couple of universities. I might that'd be a good video to do. I'll see what I can dig up on that.
Yeah. So video or audio words. Yeah, it's our signal. It looks good on our end. So sorry about that. But we've got 40 people in here and 17 thumbs up. But if you came over from my channel, make sure you subscribe to Tractor Mike unless you already are. Unless you've been riding under a rock or something. But,
and conversely, subscribe to Hank.
Your audio is really bad.
Yeah.
You're like cutting in and out.
Since when?
I'm gonna move over here.
Yeah, all right. You move over there. So, but
see, buffering bad. That ought to be the name of my live stream experience. I would promote it tonight. Watch Mike buffer bad.
Yeah. They can hear Mike.
Oh, the built-in mic is on the left side of the laptop. Oh, well, let's.
No, that's all right. I'll just talk. I'll just sit here and talk. That's not it, Gina. But it appears the built-in audio is really bad.
It's better.
Okay, Hank sounds like a teacher, and it's. Okay, good.
Mike's audio much better than Hank.
That's definitely it. Yeah.
Hi, Jeff. Okay. Hi, Dawn again. I hope you're not getting mad at me, Dawn. I got a funny story with Dawn McCoy.
All right, tell it.
Dawn and I don't need to really be dinking with the technology because we are seniors, and we were talking one night on. I think I accidentally dialed Dawn on FaceTime or something I didn't even know was on my phone, and we talked for a long time, and neither one of us could figure out how to end the conversation. He was on there, and I couldn't hang up, and he couldn't.
Yeah, so that's our link there. But yeah. So me and Tony's tractor adventure, he'll call me sometimes on FaceTime like that. And the first time it rang a certain way, we're like, what is this ringtone? I don't understand this ringtone. So, but so it's definitely Chris, it's good to see you too. So Jimmy, you said it's much better. Okay, that's cool. We moved our little hot spot, so we can probably turn this back so my halo gets back over my head. So, but listen. So while we were here, I knew that we were coming up to the farm machinery show, and I knew, I sent Mike an email and I said, "Hey, Mike, are you going to be at the show?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to be there." And I said, "Well, it would be my honor if we could talk, because I've been following Mike for a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. And where I learn most of my stuff for how I operate my tractor, I try to watch his videos to learn that. So it's really, yeah, absolutely. He's an excellent instructor.
Well, you're doing a great job. You haven't been doing this all that long. You got a great subscriber base going, and bright future. So maybe we can work together soon.
Yeah. So, well, we've got some common stuff with Don. Don's infected everybody, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Any other questions out there about the farm show or anything?
Yeah, what you got out there?
We don't want to. If everybody's just tired of us babbling on and on, we can sign off. How do you end these? Just
so we got 30 people and we've been on for 16 minutes.
Oh.
But now some people will take time to find the stream, I guess. But move it to the
changes. Any tire changes.
Any tire? Yes, the R14s.
The
R14s are coming out. Yeah.
Everybody's got a tractor in their booth with that on it. Have you?
I don't like them.
How come?
I think that to me they look like they would be too slick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the lugs down the center. So I don't know. I didn't. Time will tell.
I always thought that agricultural tires would have way more traction than R4 tires until I went to a product introduction where they had two tractors side by side after a 3-inch rain, and the R4 tire, the agricultural tire bit into the ground better and immediately made ruts. The R4 tire kept traction, but over time, going back and forth, it stayed with traction, and the other tractor was going in and out of these ruts.
Oh, wow.
So I'm an R4 believer, and these new tires, who knows? We'll just see.
Yeah.
I mean, they look good.
So Don Ritter wants to know, what do you think of the LX series? I looked at those today, and we actually we did a video on them, and it'll be out in 2 weeks or so. But they're pretty nice. The Kubotas are real nice. Did you get a chance to look at them?
Oh, a little bit, not a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. We just kind of perused them. That place was crowded.
It was crowded.
How would you compare pneumatics to tracks versus tracks?
Oh, no comparison. You're talking about like tracks on a skid loader versus pneumatic tires.
Like on tractors, they look cooler. You know.
He says tires, not tracks. Or maybe tires versus tracks.
This is what most of my live streams look like.
Yeah. So, Randall says me Mike, when it comes to the time, I'll try the R14.
Yeah, I think much out of Coyote. Seems like poor man's Kubota.
Coyote's a player in the game.
Yeah, they are.
They've got a couple of prototypes. That was the last thing I looked at today.
Yeah.
So I kind of they've kind of cleaned up their line a little bit. They had one. I've seen more people with a 26 horsepower. They're trying to get under the tier 4 regs.
That's right. Yeah.
And there's a jump off place there where there's a subcompact is not big enough, so they're trying to make that next level a nicer tractor, because I've never figured this out, but a lot of companies have had their entry level compact, not subcompact, one size bigger.
Yeah.
It's always had goofy options on it, and they're not like the rest of their line. And Coyote cleaned that one up, and they've improved their subcompacts a little bit. So
we spent some time with Coyote this morning. And they have an awesome lineup as far as one of the things. I'm a big the tractor's going to perform, right? So I'm going to be comfortable on the tractor, and like their gear shifter is the ergonomics of their gear shifter is, they got the little thumb rest on it and all that stuff, and the pedal spacing between their hydrostatic pedals, all that stuff was just more comfortable for a guy that's not quite 6 foot tall, you know.
Mhm.
And so, and I liked how I could reach everything. You know, I can't remember what maybe it was the NX series. I can't remember, but I was really digging the Coyote lineup. And Tinker Tractor Welder Mechanic is a Coyote guy. He's got CK 4010, and you know, when he brings it over or we go to his house and use it, that thing is a beast of a tractor. It runs really, really good. But Paul, you would be, you know, you would like if you give him a little deeper look, you'd like the Coyotes, I think. So.
Why is Mike dressed up like he's going to? I
told him it was a formal event. So.
I'm meeting Hank. Yeah, how would you dress? I try to dress up once or twice a year, and this is once.
Yeah, the other ones is best funeral.
Yeah. I used to sell Coyotes. I try to stay. We all kind of try to stay brand neutral.
Yeah, that's right.
And you know, I always say, you know, there's most everybody makes a tractor I would be happy to own. I did used to sell Coyotes. I can tell you about them. You know, they build the engine, they build the tractor, they build a lot of the stuff. So that's a plus. They're generally they're heavy, and the company does a good job of backing up their dealers, and that's important. Right. So I don't have anything bad to say about Coyote.
We met everybody from the national sales director down to the territory guys and all that, and all of them. One, they were super friendly, and two, they all knew their stuff. You know, unless they were BSing.
Yeah, well, it may just be making. You know, a good salesman will make up something that sounds really credible.
Yeah. So, but no, all of them they represent Coyote very well. And you know, Coyote, they probably have one of the better displays out there at the show. I mean, that they own a lot of real estate in that little corner up there that they got. So Case just announced a new line of tractor, Vestrum line.
Yeah, that's a little bit, I think a little bit bigger. I want to say it starts at 60 or 70 horsepower. I didn't get by the Case booth today. I know it's there. I just haven't gotten by there.
So this guy's got 6 acre home and sending a ridge line. Any recommendations? I would me personally, I'd do 35, somewhere around 35 horsepower range. But that's
get the biggest one you can afford.
That's right. Yeah. From the dealer that's the best, has the best support.
Yeah.
So I think Mahendra, come on, ED. They all good. How's that? So
Mahendra's a good company.
Yeah,
they have really. They've come on strong. I'm always impressed. They're a really good marketing company, and they got good product.
We met a lot of the Mahendra guys today too, and you know, it was weird because they knew who I was. You know, they like, oh yeah.
I bet they did. Yeah. Thoughts on the Kubota L series? I don't. Kubota makes a good product. You can't go wrong with Kubota.
Yeah, Kubota.
I've never owned a Kubota product ever. Bear in mind, I worked for AGCO, which was Massey, and I worked in a dealership that sold New Holland and Coyote. So I've had to fight Deere and Kubota my entire life. And if you want to fight somebody, you don't want to fight them. But tremendous respect for both Deere and Kubota. I hate to say that because, like I said, I'm in fight them. And actually, a lot of my old AGCO counterparts that used to work for AGCO are with Kubota. It's like going back to an AGCO booth at the Kubota booth. So good products.
Yeah. So I think Kanan 105 says he enjoys both our channels.
Thanks, Kanan.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah, he did too much money. They're very proud of the product, but you know, they're obviously selling because in volume they're the number. I think the lady told me today they were the #1 selling tractor in 44 out of 50 states is what she told me, something like that.
That didn't surprise me. Yeah. The volume of the small stuff's got to be huge. And they're #1 in the small stuff.
Yeah,
most
that's
places.
Right. So Steven says he don't like the rock roll. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have said that, you know, like a treadle pedal or whatever it's called. We run in with Tractor Time with Tim. I think you met him today too. Or,
yeah,
I don't know,
that's like him.
Did you know him before this?
Oh yeah, we did a video together 3 or 4 years, 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. I know. I talked to him every now and then.
Yeah. So closer to the mic, Hank. So, but yeah, so that's the only, me and Tony have spent some time from Tony's Tractor Adventure.
Yeah, Tony's out there. His wife's sicker.
Yeah.
Here, I think we said that.
So he, we hung out with him yesterday and today, and then of course Mike and Tim, and I think that's I don't know if I've met anybody.
I don't know anybody. There's a lot of other people that do mostly homesteading type stuff, and I've not met any of those.
Yeah. So Bobby from Life on the Wrist and Thoughts on the Branch. I love the branch tractor. I was looking at them yesterday and today, and I thought that those are really solid tractors. I like them a lot. So
I'm just going to say, Branson is one brand. I live near Branson, Missouri. Everybody heard Branson, Missouri. I live 30 minutes from Branson.
Yeah.
It's not been a brand in that area that's been traditionally strong. So I've never actually used one to my knowledge.
Yeah.
And so I don't know Branson. They sell enough of them. They've got to be pretty good. And I've sat on them and played with them. They feel feel good. That's all I know.
So the 78 horsepower cab model that they got, did a video on the Branson overview, and that's the most comfortable cab tractor that I sent in as far as comfort goes.
Seriously.
And because I did all of them. I did all the manufacturers. And when I sat down in that 78 horsepower Branson, that 7845, I think it's a 45 series, and I was like, man, this is like sitting in a recliner. This is pretty awesome. What is Mike's finest option of diesel particulate filter? I don't have to deal with it with Hinder, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
if you we've got 41 people. I'm going to be dead honest here. The Tier 4 regulations were coming out right as I was walking out the door of the dealership that I worked at. So I knew everything that was coming. I knew, but no practical experience with it. I've heard that. I don't know how much I want to go into that. But you've got one without it. What's your thoughts?
I love it. Because you have to remember about the common rail is don't let your daddy drive it, because he's grew up on tractors with that he runs at 1400 RPMs and all that stuff. You really have to run them hot. So I run my tractor at PTO speed, 2500 RPMs, 2200 RPMs all the time. Wow. Yeah, and so, but on my temper, but they're designed, from what I understand, and again, I'm a rookie tractor owner.
I think you're right.
Yeah, they need to run hot, and so when you get older guys on there that are veterans that running tractors, they're going to because that heat has to burn the filter, the diesel particulate, right? And so that's instead of regening, it burns it inside the system, and that's why they can bypass the DPF and all that stuff. So
here's what we're all wondering about this. How long are they going to last?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I had a guy leave a comment on my channel the other day about, you ain't met anybody with an engine that's got 5,000 hours.
No.
I mean, that's a DPF. That's a good. I saw. How come other companies didn't do what? So they have. If it's ED or Ed, I'm sorry if it's not Ed, but I'll call you Ed. They have. New Holland's come out with a no DPF.
Massey's got a few models that don't have it.
So they are.
Guys, I have literally spent a lot of time, because I get this question all the time on my YouTube channel, looking for someone that wasn't trying to sell me one system or another and have them, this is the good and this is the bad. And I don't know that human exists on this planet. So I think we're all talking about, I guess there'd be a mild concern about fuel economy, but mainly what we're talking about is longevity, and they haven't been out long enough for us to know that. And guys like us, myself included, we don't put many hours on a tractor, so it may be decades before we know.
And so had my tractor 1 year, well, 14 months, and I've got 280 hours on it. And I've got a Tinker Tractor welder mechanic. He's got a 3-year-old Coyote that's got 100 hours on it. You know, so you know, we're not. You're right. We're using them on the weekends. You know, so
and honestly, most everybody that buys a new tractor is probably has nothing to worry about with either system because it's going to outlast them. I mean, no more hours than, you know, we're weekend farmers, hobby farmers. I'm one. Most everybody that watches the channel, well, not everybody, but you know, the bulk. We're never going to put that many hours on a tractor. So if you buy a new one, you got it. Unless you get tired of the size or want to just an upgrade, it's going to last forever.
But so another thing is, you bypass the regen for a little bit before a man hits that you do it or whatever. So you can't bypass the keep running or whatever. Or some people actually, because I don't know this answer, you know it, but do you have to stop working when it regens or?
Well, no. Most systems I know about, if you're working, you're running it at high RPM. If you're brush hogging, yes, it regens. You don't even know it.
Okay.
It burned everything up. There's a hot fire under there. You didn't even know it.
Okay. Yeah.
And tell me if I'm wrong, guys. I have a TC40. I don't have to worry about it. And I'm not trading it in.
Yeah.
No, don't know him. Wes Welker's used to be on the Patriots.
That's right.
Yep.
The DPS lasts a lifetime and ran properly. Yeah, that's the thing. You really have to educate the operator. The salesman or the dealership needs to educate.
And they're not going to. The sad thing about this tier 4 that really is disappointing is it puts the dealership salesman in such a bind of having to tell you this thing that could be negative, and so they don't. And I get that. I don't know how you open a can of worms with tier 4 in the sales process if you're a salesman, and they're in a no-win situation. If they don't tell you about it, you call in and you say, this tractor's got weird things going on. If they tell you about it, it creates all kinds of red flags about their brand. Fellow on the left is breaking down.
That's probably me. That's probably me. So.
Oh yeah, you would.
Yeah.
You would.
I hear you.
Yeah. Okay. See you. Firefox. Take care. Have a good night. So, we talked about bought a TYM 494, which is a really nice tractor. It replaces Massey 1655. Could be happier. So, our buddy Tony. I can't remember what I was going to say now, but the TYM 494 is a very nice tractor. We saw those at the show. I can't remember if they had a cab model here or not with a 494, but it was those are nice tractors. Yeah. You did a video about should you buy a TYM tractor, if I'm not mistaken, a while ago.
Yeah. I've interviewed I've done a few videos on different brands, and I try to stay out of it. TYM's a big player in the game.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, well, they have their fingers in a lot of. They're
making tractors for other people.
Yeah.
And they, of course, Coochie.
Coochie. Yeah.
Never know if I'm saying it right, so I never try to say it when people are watching me. But they, Branson and TYM are cousins.
Yeah, that's right. So. Are you going live tomorrow, or are you just going to do a video? Jimmy wants to know.
Oh, Hank got me live one time. I may try it again. This was painless.
It was painless.
I'm impressed. So no, I'm not going. Tomorrow night, I'm probably. Farm shows are exhausting.
Oh my goodness, we walked 400 miles.
And I get to the end of the day, I'm talking to people, and I've got work I need to get done, and interviews and information I want to get out, and I'm babbling, and I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, crazy Uncle Duke.
Yeah, dude, that's why the Kubota guy will never tell anybody else.
I did a video on why you need a two-wheel drive or two-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive, and it covers some of that stuff. It depends on where you live and what you're going to be doing with your tractor. You might be fine with your two-wheel drive tractor. It depends on what you're going to be doing with it and in the terrain that you're going to be operating. So, can you tell us a little bit more about what you're going to be doing? And that 50, if you're leaning toward Mahindra, I've got a 4540. It's you can get a 4550, which is a 48 horsepower tractor. And that thing's a beast. It's a gear drive tractor. But Crazy Uncle Duke has a 5555, and it's a massive tractor. That thing's huge. Yeah.
Unless four-wheel drive is critical. If you're getting a compact tractor, and they almost don't make two-wheel drive compact, but
Yeah.
and if you think you got a deal on a two-wheel drive compact tractor, they can't be cheap enough for you to have because compacts are almost helpless with two-wheel drive. Tractors the size you're talking about are fine to two-wheel drive.
I'm gonna go get a glass of water. So Mike, you're gonna be solo. Are you okay with that?
Oh, you're not supposed to say plastic if you're selling it. It's polyurethane. I don't know the others. I don't like all the plastic. Yeah, I get that, guys. Sometimes if you have something fall on a plastic hood or fender, you can bend it, push it right back out, and it springs back to life. If it's metal, it's going to dent. That's their thought process there. Of course, polyurethane is probably a lot cheaper than metal, so I don't know. I've got a hood on my little TC40 is polyurethane and opens up, and I like that. So I don't have a strong feeling about that, but I get what you're saying.
What I missed?
We're talking about plastic hoods.
Well, I don't have that problem.
It's all metal.
It's all metal.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a lot of. I think Coyote was going all metal or something. And saw some more. I think well, I can't remember their fenders were plastic or not.
How does the increase probably affect the traction on the four-wheel drive? Do you need weights because
You mean? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm hangnail. I'm bleeding like it's stuck on. You always need ballast. I mean, proper ballast will make your tractor do a lot more. But I don't know that the steel hood is that what you mean by that? The fenders and everything being more lightweight.
Yeah.
That's that big. It's probably a negligible. Yeah. I wonder. Mahindra had a tractor that they had a plastic or polyurethane hood, and they went to a steel.
I think it's
Yep. And Coyote's doing the same thing. I wonder if it's not more of an issue with that being stable over time and closing correctly. I don't know that, but they both had the same setup and then got away from it. So something's going on.
I'm a fan of that. Some people say that it will get caught with limbs and bushes around, but the older I get, the more I want closer to the fuel pump I need it. You know what I mean?
I think that's one I could argue every different way. I think I'm the least in love with it if it's in the middle of the hood. Tractor Dad had a massive in the middle of the hood, and that's kind of a bad place. So I'd be comfortable either other place.
Yeah. So wouldn't
the higher temps of diesel engines be more likely to work poly as opposed to steel?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Jeff, that's you're talking about with the particulate burning off process. There's been a lot of thought about that, and they've had to figure out a way to insulate that. And the question I had was, if you got a hot fire like that burning under a hood and it's polyurethane, how long is the paint going to stay on there? And they've all thought about that, and they've got there's a shield or something under there to try to mitigate that. But it's a concern. Yeah, the hay guys with the particulate burn, the Tier 4 thing. When you got a bunch of combustible, there's enough hay tractors and hay balers that burn up.
Oh yeah.
To begin with.
Yeah,
So
that's right. Yeah.
you got a lot of combustible dry material around. You got a big problem. So they've talked about that too. They tell you not to do that in the barn.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's right. But we see hat colors are all Boston.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter the brand. There's just you have anybody's got a hay baler. There's two things you need. You need a good fire extinguisher, and you'll own one at some point because you'll have you'll see smoke coming out, and you'll be driving toward the pond in road gear. And the other thing is a heat gun, and a good way to check your bearings is go around and see what the temperature is on all of those. Well, they seal well. Just put them down and then burp them. Oh,
Have y'all seen that video where that guy was probably 1,600 pounds long?
at least, yeah.
In his lap. I think it was Kubota.
Yep.
It was crazy. Yeah, you're right. That's right, Steve. Yeah, you can bond those. You could probably bond those. But oh my God, honest old guys remember buying.
Yeah, Jeff. Do they not burp Tupperware anymore? I don't.
I don't know.
We've still got some. We never throw anything away if it works.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. What you guys sell tractors at for a reason? Now, I will say this: you have to, when you close the hood, you have to activate the latch to close it. I just can't close it and let it sit. I have to kind of massage it back into the holster, if you will.
Yeah, I didn't realize some of the older tractors. That's Jonathan says old tractors had non-opening hoods for a reason. Case V Acer, man, Jonathan, you're up there with us. And Massey Harris ran a lot of opening hoods, and there was always cracking issues. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
That you get something like that tweaked, and you've got real problems. What's the weight of it? Oh gosh.
Sorry, Steven.
The weight of the tree the weight of the tree puller is I want to say it's without the like the one I had in the video without the guard on it was like 504 pounds, and the one with the guard is like 700, I think. I have to check. I've slept since Hank needs to speak closer. Hey, you want to switch places because I shout.
Yeah.
Musical chairs.
I talk loud. People in the hotel are looking over here going, what is going on?
Now he looks like an angel. Look at that. Huh? Now you got the halo. Is that better, everybody?
If they're not seeing those, are they seeing those halos? 'Cause if they're not, we're looking.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Stephen. That's good. Stephen gives us a thumbs up. So.
All right. Well, we want to keep it happening.
Yeah. So anyway, with something like that, you've got to consider that when you're when you are lifting a tree with a 700-pound attachment on there, you're taking away some of your capacity as well.
Yeah, you got to always balance the strength of the implement with the with the lift capacity of the tractor. And that's something every implement attachment manufacturer
has to consider.
Yeah,
for sure. So, but me and my buddy Brandel were talking when I first bought my tractor. I was thinking about, the salesman was talking about capabilities of the front end loader, lifting capacities, and then the 3-point. This thing will lift 9,000 pounds in the rear end. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. But what I figured out in a year and a half of owning this tractor, almost a year and a half, is I'd rather have all my lifting power in the front because I'm not pulling a bat wing that weighs, Oh, now. So the microphone must be right here.
It must be.
Yeah. But it's two of my favorite tractor guys. Hey, there you go. Mike just went to La La Land. It's your side. That's we need a funnel or something. But
I have I have this that was supposed to make our sound and our picture better, and we couldn't figure out how to use it.
Yeah. Well, this is actually an Atari system that we're running off of here. Remember? that's kind of a bad technical. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. You have an Atari? Did your kids have an Atari when they were? That was our Commodore 64. That was the old first computers that came out. So we're not. So not
an IT guy.
Yeah, that's true. Jeff had an Atari. Yeah, we played Pong on it. Remember the two little things, asteroids and all that stuff. We were something, man, when we could play that Atari. The kids nowadays are spoiled. They just don't know how bad or how good they got it. So, but, is anybody in this chat? Yeah, you could play Pac-Man, or can you play? I don't think so. Anybody in the chat at the farm show? Well, thanks, Tex Dan. Appreciate it, bud. We appreciate you subscribing to our channel. Space Invaders. That's right. That's right. Anybody here at the farm show or live close? And it's interesting to see. We got about 39 people in here. Yeah. It's so like I was saying, Ed, this is our first year, and we've had a blast. But me and Gina have walked probably 20 miles since we've been here. So Crazy Uncle Duke said you have to comment. You need to read. So that's another cool thing about being a YouTuber, man. You learn a lot from the comment section. Especially as a rookie tractor owner like me. Somebody would be, hey, why don't you try doing it this way or try, this technique? And, that's great, man. It makes me a better operator. It's supposed to be 18 tonight, Ed. So as a Florida boy, I'm not digging that at all. Oh, Lord. Hey, we saw a guy at the gas station today with shorts on. And I was like, that's insane. Out of the Woods says hello. Says Nathan. There you go. Out of the Woods, Nathan Elliott. He's a good guy. He's a sawmill guy. Does a lot of good work on the sawmill. He drives a Mahindra. Okay, Hank, I just liked your page. Oh, thanks, Sunhawk. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. But yeah, it was, when I found out that Mike graciously accepted doing a live stream with me, I thought, man, I am in the presence of tractor royalty here with that. A Cat 245. Yeah, I wish I had a Cat 245. So we have a bunch of stumps in our yard where we had 73 loads of pine taken out. So, our options for a compact tractor would be like a backhoe to spend 14 million years on it, digging that, swimming, and then I'd have 50 swimming pools in the yard, or rent a bulldozer, so it really depends on what your job's going to be, is how good your tractor's going to work out for you. Oh, yeah. And Mike puts out great videos. Wife took keys to truck and no showing. Depending on you. Yeah, you're going to live vicariously through us, are you? I sent you some pictures today, Stephen. I'm glad you got them. I saw that you got those. So we're having a blast. So what, you asked them, you asked us if we saw anything that knocked our socks off at the farm. Have you seen anything that really just kind of blew your mind? No.
I mean, everybody's got. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I don't know, it's getting closer. I haven't seen. Every year you look for that one invention that you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
Honestly, the closest I saw, and I don't know who else has this, and I hate to say anything good about Deere because I fought them so long. They have rear view mirrors on an open station tractor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And surely somebody else has too. I don't know, but that's first I'd seen it.
Yeah. Let's see if so you. Oh, thanks, Ed. I appreciate it. You can still hear us, Gina? Okay. Yeah.
Well, we've hit a lull.
Yeah, I'm retired, and the wife.
43 people in the chat.
Yeah, 43 years. Just got a chance to back up. Yeah, Texas. I mean, it's really cool. If you're first getting into it, I mean, there's so much to learn, and there's so much. So this is what I'm gonna tell you. You're trying to learn all you can. Be safe. Just do it as slow and as steady as you can, because you can get in trouble in a hurry if you're trying to do something you're not familiar with, or cut a field or something like that that's got a slope to it. That's next thing you know, you've rolled your tractor over or something. So just be as careful as you can be. All European tractors are required to have mirrors. Yeah, probably. I would, and those little lights too.
Yeah, they've got a lot of requirements over there that we'd burn the government down if they made us have them. But
Yeah.
they drive their tractors on the open road a lot more too.
Right.
And have the narrowest roads. I had the opportunity to go to the UK a few years ago, and it's not uncommon to see two tractors driving wide open on a 8-foot wide road meet 150 horse tractors in road gear, and it's scary.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Mike, how many 0.5 can I put?
Oh.
Virgin clay soil. The whole time I heard was 25 horsepower per point.
At least.
Yeah.
That's hard to say because the soil conditions are so different. But yeah, two probably two bottom.
Something a Challenger at show. Is that like the tractor pool? Is that what he's talking about? Didn't see Challenger at show. No.
No, he's talking about Challenger Caterpillar Agco.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'll be honest. I didn't see him either. Don't know what's going on there. That's a good topic for a question. They're Agco bought the Challenger division of from Cat and had the Cat dealers handling ag products, and I have not seen any Challengers. So that there is a new story there. We'll try to find out.
No, it wasn't there. I was Big Tractor Power. So Big Tractor Power, that must be another YouTube channel or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
So did Big Tractor Power say Challenger wasn't there? Did they say anything about that? Because I was in that booth today and I didn't notice there's no yellow ones.
Hit that thumbs up, everyone. Look at the moderator doing her job. So
now
so this is so that's 41. So we've got 39 watching, and 41 people have come in and out, and left us a thumbs up. So
that makes Google happy or YouTube happy. Okay.
That's what they say.
Well, we want hit the thumbs up.
Yeah, there you go. Hit the thumbs up, everybody. So
how long does this go on? Like we just
whenever
do I need to get a pillow or something?
Whenever you're done talking, we leave. Yeah. So
that drops below. If that drops below 0.
So we've been yapping for almost an hour now, and
I can't believe there's
it's
so
crazy.
many people watching this.
Yeah, it's crazy, ain't it? So, well, listen. I mean, when you put out that you're live, I mean that's because you hardly ever go live, so that's a pretty big deal, you know. So people want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, you know. So, but anyway, no, any more questions for Mike or Hank? Gene says. So yeah, because you know we'll try to keep it under an hour, kind of respect some people's time. You know, I know some people have a lot of work to do. Hank and Mike have to go to city council meeting. Oh, okay. Well, hope no fist fights break out at the city council meeting. So, how about you? It's very Jimmy. It's catcher and it's Deutz far.
I call it Deutz.
I call it Deutz.
They
Yeah.
called it.
That's-
There was a German guy there or an Italian guy there, and he did not like how I pronounced it.
Oh my.
It's Deutz. I can't do it.
Yeah. Those again, they're big tractors. Holy cow, man!
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're just massive tractors.
Yeah, that very impressive product.
Yeah.
And they're talking about getting into some smaller stuff on down the road. I talked to that guy today.
Yeah.
They have. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. How my sound is, but dudes.
Yeah.
Okay, could be dudes. They have a tractor that is so deluxe that if you buy it, they fly you to Germany at their expense, and you get to watch it being built.
Wow.
And you start it for the first time. I don't know how much that costs. I won't probably be shopping for one.
Yeah, so we actually have a dealer in Alabama that is carrying a couple of them.
Mhm.
But we've seen them at trade shows and stuff, and they're nice tractors for sure. They are definitely big tractors.
The old Deutz air cool was an amazing tractor. I love those tractors.
We also saw a bunch of Fendt stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice too.
Yeah, they're pretty impressive.
They got one that looks like it come out of Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's a big old harvester, and our planter. It was what was it, Gina? That big gray one that had the green LED lights on it and all that. Yeah. So Minneapolis, you like to have a couple.
Stressing routine maintenance on my tractors.
Okay. Minneapolis Moline UDLX. I know where there's one, but it's not for sale.
Yeah, Mike keeps stressing routine maintenance. My tractor's 40 years old. Yeah, Freddie, he does that. And every time I crank my tractor, or before I crank my tractor, I grease it and I check my fluids every single time
Good.
I get on my tractor.
I don't. I wish I did.
Yeah. So I just, because I can't afford for it to break, and so grease is cheaper than parts.
Jenkins Iron and Steel.
Uh,
You know them?
no, Steven.
Oh, that's Steven
Yeah,
Richmond.
he was
Yeah.
talking about Steven there. So
Can I ask a question, everybody, real quick? Because I know we're going to wrap up here in a minute. Can everybody just put where they're at in the comments, just so I kind of always curious where you're at.
I'm in Kentucky.
I'm in Kentucky. I like Kentucky.
Yeah.
Other than
Maine.
there's an airplane landing every 5 seconds in Louisville, Kentucky. East Tennessee,
There's
Maine,
Frank from East Tennessee, Maine. Yeah. Idaho.
southeastern Idaho.
Wow.
Wow.
Indiana.
Yeah, a lot of. There's
Rush,
Texas.
Indiana, Phil, Kentucky,
There you go,
Texas.
David. We're not far. So. Wow, there's a lot of people from a lot of
Ontario.
places.
Want to be farm?
Jeff, yeah, we're all, so am I.
Ontario. Wow. I'm kind of old up there.
Don, do you need a protective covering for your tractor in Kansas by chance?
Oh, that's very nice, kids. Yeah, we know where you can get a nice canopy.
San
Santa,
Antonio.
I like San Antonio.
I lived there for 5 years, Texas. I lived there for Texas and Lackland.
Grew up listening to WOAI in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think of them?
Yeah. I mean, obviously they're making quality product. So
That's that. They told me that's kind of designed for the poultry market. It's kind of a higher horsepower on a smaller frame thing. I don't know it. I mean, it's obviously if you need that much horsepower, that's good. It's a nice looking tractor.
So Jonathan's in North Carolina, and he's an ex-magazine director for different tractor magazines. So Jonathan, if you ever want to do an article on some tractor operators and you still got buddies in the field, call me, give me a holler there. Yeah. So I'm originally from North Carolina, Jonathan. I'm from the Charlotte area.
We have Ontario, Canada.
Wisconsin.
Negative 23.
Thanks, Mike. We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, 23. Yeah, wow, my God. Can you even live in those conditions? Watching from Kentucky, Bowling Green.
Hey, Jonathan, what magazines? I'm curious.
We talked to the Farm Progress. Was it Farm Progress? Who was the big magazine guy we talked to today? I can't remember. But yeah, in North Carolina, I enjoyed growing up in North Carolina.
Well, is it
Negative 23 Celsius.
Celsius?
Ugh, that's just too cold. He's in Canada.
So what was that?
I'm east of Charlotte. Old Power Pride. Jack or antique pull. Okay. There you go. East of Charlotte. Jonathan, are you a Panthers fan? I'm a Carolina Panthers fan.
What's going to happen with the quarterback?
Cam Newton.
Cam.
Yeah, they're going to trade him. So they're going to talk like they're not, and then they are. So
I'm a Chiefs fan.
I'm 6 in the same. Oh, you beat me to it, man. You beat me to it. Oh, right on.
Cool.
Front desk. So front desk. So that's like, does FFA get involved in that kind of stuff to help with the publication? Or back in Alaska, I used to work at negative 40. David, oh my goodness gracious! I mean, how do you use your hands? Your gloves are so thick. So,
Hey, Jonathan, put your channel name there.
yeah, I watch a game.
Yay, Jeff.
Yeah, I do. I also do. Yeah, Jonathan, hook us up.
34 people.
Yeah, negative 40. Oh my God, Alaska. Yeah, I've been to Alaska twice, but I went in the summer both times. It was a beautiful place because it wasn't negative 40. Went to Elmendorf Air Force Base up there. So, but anyway, okay, BRB. Well, unless anybody got a lot more questions, do you have some more stuff you want to talk about?
I just want to thank all of you that rooted for my Chiefs.
Yeah, I did root for the Chiefs. I did.
I was a fan in 1970 last time, and it's been a long dry spell.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yesterday, huge crowd there. Yeah, we was there yesterday. Well, some of the students are FFA mentors. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Time to.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing me how to do this,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely, man. It's such a good time. So thank you for of course, Dave. So listen, we appreciate you guys watching. Again, if you haven't subscribed to Tractor Mike, please do so. He's got a wonderful channel. Thanks for having us on here, Mike. We appreciate that. So anyway, so that's it. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we're going to sign off. Thanks for your time. So now we can hit that button right there, Mike, and it's going to ask you yes or no. You guys take care. Now it's going to give you some stats.